Now moving on to MLB. The Rangers are up 3-2 in the series against the Yankees. Now, to this point, what's been the key to their success, Brian?
They've just outplayed the Yankees in every aspect of the game. I mean, they're hitting better, they're pitching better. I don't know what the Yankees can really do to win this anymore because they've just shown that they're not into it.
You know, the series should really be over.
It should.
Texas went up 5-0 in the first game. Yankees had a terrific game back, led by Brett Gardner with that energetic play that he actually dove to first base and made it there. And ever since then, really rallied the whole team there. But you know, Texas coming back from that devastating first game loss, especially not being a very inexperienced team, coming back and winning the next 3 games, that's serious. Especially 2 in Yankee Stadium with that crowd. You know, it's enough about this Cliff Lee. I know we talk about him all the time. He is one of the best pitchers ever. He had another terrific game, 13 strikeouts or whatever. And, you know, in Game 3, that really carried them. You know, you look at a guy like Josh Hamilton, what a tremendous story. Everybody knows his story, alcohol, whatever. Coming back, really leading this team. He's just terrific player. You look at Andrews, Nelson Cruz, who was a little bit banged up, but come back in the 5th spot. That's really giving him an emotional lift, too.
I thought Andy Pettitte was going to be a lot better in this series. I thought, you know, he was going to shut down the Rangers and losing to Scherer on top of that.
Oh, yeah, he was pitching pretty good at pitching the duel there.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought he was just going to shut them down completely, and he was going to be the key to the series, and I was clearly wrong. And then Teixeira going down,
That's my next point.
they needed Teixeira.
That's my next point. All right, we've got your view on that. Do you think losing to Scherer is a very big loss for the Yankees?
I think it is huge. You know, he's had a very down year this year. He had a terrific MVP type season last year. You know, I guess it's a sophomore slump or whatever since he started with the Yankees. He had a down year this year, going into the playoffs. But, you know, see that huge name in the lineup card right before A-Rod. It really is intimidating for inexperienced pitchers. I know Kobe Lewis is 31 or whatever, but he's really not having any big game experience. You look at C.J. Wilson; he's young too. Losing to Scherer out there, you're gonna move Cano, who's actually, you know, one of the best players in this game. I'm a huge Red Sox fan, but you know, Cano's really carried them. Without them, they would be nothing. He's had a huge playoffs too. You got to move him to the 3-hole. Now A-Rod has nobody behind him. This is gonna change them drastically here.
I mean, like you said, Mark Teixeira is an MVP caliber player. And anytime a team loses someone like that, you know, it's terrible for them. But the one thing that helps them is getting Lance Berkman during the season. Because they actually have a solid first baseman that they can plug in.
Lance Berkman adds another point. I don't know if you've seen any of these games or whatever, but these umps have been absolutely terrible. You know, you add two umpires to make sure fair or foul or whatever. You see Cano get a home run or whatever. It's almost like a Jeffrey Mayer thing again. The fan reached over the field, took away from Nelson Cruz. Nelson Cruz almost had a play on it, almost had a terrific catch. The fan took it away. They couldn't review that for some reason. The very next batter, Lance Berkman comes up and hits a home run, but it actually was a foul. They actually recalled that. These umps have been terrible. Really, it's been a bad series umpiring wise, and that's gonna change too.
All right, now for the NL series. Giants lead the Phillies 3 games to 2. So, what's been the key to their success?
Well, you know, Cody Ross. Cody Ross has had a huge postseason. He has 6 straight games with RBIs in this postseason. The Marlins cut this guy. This guy was the Marlins garbage. The Giants pick him up this season. He's really helped out. And same with the Pat Burrow. You look at a guy like Pablo Sandoval. He's really sucked this whole season. And they really needed somebody to step up. You look at all these guys, Andres Torres, like I said, Cody Ross, Pat Burrell, Aubrey Huff. This offense is better than I give it credit for. I really like this team. This pitching staff's terrific, like what we said with Lincecum, Sanchez, Kane, Bumgarner. They've been really good. It's really shown me something to take down a Phillies team that's had so much experience, been there the last 2 years in the World Series. It's really serious. But I am going with the Phillies. I think the Phillies are going to take the next 2.
Really?
Yes.
I'm sticking with my pick at the beginning of the series and staying with the Giants. I mean, like I said in the last show, you know, they were 5-1 against the Phillies this season, And I mean,
What?
they,
I
they
thought you
Your
took the Phillies.
pick was the Phillies
No.
and Yankees to go.
Oh,
to the
right,
World
you
Series.
changed
last
you
week
changed-
I
you
changed
changed
it.
it last
I changed
week.
it
You did change
because
it last
I
week.
never thought the
You
Giants
did
were going to
change
make
it
it out of
last
the first
week.
round.
How big of you? But
I think the Phillies are a better team,
Yeah.
but I think the Giants know how to face the Phillies.
yeah, they
And
do.
that's why I picked the Giants.
You know, they have you know what? Watching their games, their fans are very passionate. I love their fans. You know, a lot of teams like the Yankees, they don't have any gimmicks or whatever, which I guess is people like the classicness or whatever. But I really like that. It adds drama. It adds some,
does.
like you remember.
We're making predictions for this. So the final thoughts of the Yankees. You both think the Yankees are going to lose?
They're done.
You
I
both
think
they're
the
done?
Rangers will win game
Before we
6.
go on,
The Yankees have a shot, but I don't see them winning.
all right,
I think Kobe Lewis is going to take it in game 6. Okay, I just finished what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like I said, with the gimmicks or whatever, you look at a team like, I know I keep on going back to the Red Sox, but remember the cowboy up thing?
Yep.
That really gave fan base a huge lift. It didn't work out that year, but the next year you look at the idiots, they actually won it that year. I think teams really need that.
All right. Well,
Good point.
yep.
Thank you.
All right.
Welcome.
Moving on to NFL. You guys' records aren't that good. 4-5 for the both of you last week. Brian 2-1. Mitch going down 1-2.
I just want to say something. I know you can take this first, but I mean, we're not picking like these easy games. All right, we're picking the 3 hardest games of the week. All right, so I mean, this is pretty tough.
Cut
And-
them some.
And
slack.
I'm actually surprised because last week I showed up 15 minutes before we did the show, like today,
Yeah.
at the same time, and I mean, I really wasn't even prepared for
You can
this.
see by your shirt.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
so let's go.
Game number 1, Pittsburgh at Miami. Who takes it?
I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. I know this is trap game all over it. Miami had a huge game against Green Bay last game, and they actually won. But you know, Pittsburgh's actually huge against the run. Miami uses the run so much, actually giving up only 63.6 rush yards a game. And another thing is, I know it's a huge game for Chad Henne. I haven't seen any. I know the offense is pretty good, the defense is pretty good, but Chad Henne's really the leader of that team, and he's really not a leader. He's not good under pressure. And the Pittsburgh.
He's a very accurate passer.
I disagree.
He's
I-
an
I-
accurate
I think he's-
short
I-
passer.
I think he's very good.
But-
he's known for his long passes. He's not. Maybe
I
he's
think
just
if
something
anything,
else.
he's under.
No, he can throw the ball very far, but anything more than like 5 to 10 yards.
We might disagree a little bit on that, but I think we all agree he's not a great leader.
No,
Yes, he's
no.
not a great leader at all.
But Pittsburgh has 17 sacks already this year. They're great against great pass rushing team. I don't think Chad Henne is going to be ready. There's one thing about if Chad Henne could win this game, Pittsburgh, as great as they are on defense, they are giving up 233 yards passing. So if Brandon Marshall, if he could get it to Brandon Marshall, that's their only chance of winning. You look at a best too, but if they're going to win, they're going to win it in the air because Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams are going to shut out.
I'm taking the Steelers in a blowout in this game.
Really?
I think this is probably the easiest game we're picking this week.
Yeah, I do too.
Because, I mean, the Steelers have them in offense and they have them in defense. And, I mean, Big Ben coming back, that's huge for their offense. They have a great running back in Mendenhall.
Well, they have him in quarterback. I don't know if they have him in overall offense. I like their line. I don't like the Steelers line as much.
But I think the overall offense as a whole is better than Miami's offense.
with
as a whole.
Big Ben, yeah.
And
yeah.
their defense is clearly better than Miami's.
Oh, obviously.
I mean, you say Baltimore and Pittsburgh, the top two, and there's no other team that even competes with them. So,
Except for pass defense. I like Vontae Davis a lot on Miami.
but I mean, still, the Steelers' defense, they have a good pass rush, and they can stop the run game. So,
I'm actually going to go, this is a little surprising. I'll go 28-14 here. Steelers.
Steelers. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 34-17.
Wow. That's bold, Brian.
All right, moving on to the second top game. Minnesota at Green Bay. Brett Favre is back at Lambeau. Take it away.
Brett Favre back at Lambeau. You know, he's been there back before, but you know, I think Brett Favre really needs this win. But I'm going to go against him here again. I think I went with them last week, but you know, I really like Green Bay. Green Bay lost the last 2 games, but they didn't have Clay Matthews. He's already gets 8.5 sacks this year. I think Brett Favre sucks under pressure. That line isn't as good as we all thought it was offensively, at least. I think Brett Favre's going to get a lot of problems by Clay Matthews there, and we all talk about how Green Bay has a lot of injuries, but Minnesota, I still haven't seen too much from Randy Moss. Last week, Brett Favre still had less than 200 yards passing. I still don't like what I see there. There's too much bigger stage going back to Lambeau. You see Lambeau fans are going to hate on Brett Favre the whole game. I like Green Bay this game.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a pretty big Vikings fan.
Yeah.
And I'm very disappointed with their team this year.
And even with the acquisition of Randy Moss, it's not doing anything for them.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, they won over Dallas, but Dallas was 1-3,
Oh, yeah, Dallas-
and
Dallas
their
really
team's
not
falling apart.
But
So-
Brett Favre just doesn't have it anymore, I don't think. I mean, I know he has the elbow problem, but
I do say there's two X factors in this game. Like I said, it's pass rush. I really like Clay Matthews. Actually, one of the my pick for defensive player of the year this year. And also, we keep on talking about Minnesota's defensive line. They're actually struggling this year. And if they can get to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is in a great line. It's improved this year, but still 14 sacks against him. If you look at the Jared Allen and Clay Matthews, are two X factors this game.
I think a key to this game for Minnesota to win is be able to pass the ball decently.
Yeah.
Brett Favre doesn't have to be a superstar, but he has to, he has to throw for 200.
What about Charles Woodson? That's a name we forgot. One of the best corners of the game. He's going to be on Randy Moss. I forgot to mention that.
I'm just saying
he's going to shut him down. He's
they-
got experience and everything.
they need to do what the Patriots are great at, and just
Spread it around.
Yeah, just spread it around, do some short
But
passes.
they have Brett Favre. That's never going to happen.
But to open the game up for Adrian Peterson, I think he's
Exactly.
going to be the key. If he can have a huge game and not fumble the ball at all,
yeah,
then
ball security. Yeah.
then they have a chance to win. But
So you are taking Green Bay?
no, yeah, I'm taking Green Bay. I still think Green Bay's going to win because like you said, I don't see Brett Favre doing that.
Especially Charles Woodson.
And especially with Randy Moss there now, he's just going to want to air the ball out.
It's going to be a passing show. And if Packers are going to win, they have great defense and they have to have a great offensive attack because Brandon Jackson isn't getting it done. John Kuhn isn't getting it done. I'm going to go Green Bay 21-17.
All right. Now on to the top game of the week: Philadelphia Eagles at Tennessee Titans. Who takes it?
I'm picking the Titans.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, with Deshaun Jackson out, they don't have that number one receiver to go to. Deshaun Jackson can win a game by himself on offense, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
And without him, there's nothing to match Chris Johnson on Tennessee. And on top of that, Vince Young hasn't been great this season, but he hasn't been horrible. But if you think about Vince Young last season, Young, he was great. And, I see him doing that again this year at some point. And I think this might be the game that he starts it.
Well, we're not agreeing on everything here. I'm going to pick the Eagles in this one. We always talk about Kevin Kolb, but he had a great game last week. I'm going to try to make this brief. Eagles have, like we talked about, their run stopping defense is pretty good. They allowed the last two games against Atlanta, 45 yards to Michael Turner. The game before, 52 to Frank Gore. I'm going to go Eagles 21-14.
All right, fantasy picks quick. Who are you sitting? Who are you starting?
Both in Arizona. I'm playing Hall. They're playing Seattle. This is really easy. Seattle ranks 30th against the pass, second against the run. I'm playing Hall. I like Fitzgerald. I like Preston coming back this week. I like all of them. And I'm sitting in Arizona, running backs.
I'm going to say Vince Young. I'm going to start. I just think he's going to have that breakout game this week. With Chris Johnson backing him up, it's going to open the pass game a lot. And I'm sitting Tony Moyeki. I know
We use him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's been picking him, but he hasn't proven anything. So, and another player to keep an eye on, too, is Todd Heap. I would probably sit him as well, just because he hasn't been producing. On top of that, he got injured last week.
I like those picks.
I don't have any picks to sit, but for a great spot to fill in wide receiver, I'm going to pick Jason Avant with Deshaun Jackson going down.
Jack's going.
Yeah, I just
He's
see
probably available.
That's a logical pick,
I
yeah.
see Kevin Kolb after the last game, after the explosion of passing there. I see him targeting Avant.
If you're going to try to sell somebody, I'll actually try to sell Jeremy Maclin really quick.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, we have a lot more. But right now, we're going to go on a short break.